Clearly, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, there's some resentment, as I've articulated before. What people are missing, Monica, is I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Stephen A. Smith just made one of the wildest claims in sports commentary, saying Caitlin Clark might have brought physical assaults on herself. But here's the shocking part. He compared her trash-talking to legends like Larry Bird, as if that somehow justifies gouges and blindside hits. Are we really about to excuse this kind of behavior in basketball? Let's break down why this take is sending fans and analysts into a frenzy.
There is some logic to it, but the conclusion they come to is like so wrong. So the logic is that Caitlin Clark deserves to have people kind of go at her because she's a trash talker.
Stephen A. Smith just made one of the wildest claims in sports commentary, suggesting that Caitlin Clark might have brought physical assaults on herself. But here's the shocking part. He compared her trash-talking to legends like Larry Bird, as if that somehow justifies gouges and blindside hits. Are we really at the point where this kind of behavior is being excused in basketball? This take didn't just stir debate. It set off a firestorm among fans and analysts who couldn't believe what they were hearing.
Yes, there's resentment because, first of all, you're absolutely right. This is much ado about nothing. In the heat of competition, tempers flare. You know, last time I checked, women got tempers just like men do. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem at all. Ain't no big deal at all. I love it personally.
At first glance, it might seem like a fair argument. Sports have always thrived on rivalries and big personalities. But the real issue here is the bridge he's trying to build between verbal trash talk and physical retaliation. That's a line you simply can't cross, and Smith's take starts to fall apart the moment you actually look at what's happening. Trash talk is part of the game. Cheap shots and violent fouls aren't. Trying to connect the two not only muddies the conversation, but dangerously shifts blame away from where it belongs.
Because I want to make sure everybody understands what I'm about to say. Caitlin Clark being that golden goose per se, that rising tide that's lifting all boats. I stand by my past proclamations that there's resentment towards her because of that.
Let's pause for a second. Does trash talking really mean it's open season for opponents to cross over into outright violence? Larry Bird was one of the greatest trash talkers of all time. He got into people's heads, used his words as a weapon, and it gave him a psychological edge against his rivals. But here's the thing, Bird didn't have to deal with the type of physical attacks Caitlin Clark has faced. We're talking about an eye gouge, blindside hits, and moments you can't just brush off as part of the game.
But she's also somebody, Doggy, you will appreciate this, kind of like Larry Bird was. When Larry Bird shooting the lights out and stuff like that, but Larry Bird also talked junk. And Dr. J swung on Larry Bird. Why? Because Larry Bird say, I'm about to hit this jumper right here on you. Bam! I'm about to hit this three right here on you. Bam!
This isn't just some hard defense. It's outright aggression. And the problem with Smith's take is that it shifts the focus away from these actions and subtly implies they're the natural consequence of Clark's attitude. Other trash talkers across sports have never been met with treatment like this. For instance, Reggie Miller, another NBA Hall of Famer known for getting under his opponent's skin, would face boos, maybe a tough foul or two, but never repeated physical harm.
South Carolina didn't do it to them when they spanked Iowa in the championship game, but nevertheless, she comes to the WNBA, and you see a little shove here and there, you see her throwing a little elbow here and there, you see her talking smack. Caitlin Clark does this.
The connection he's trying to draw doesn't hold, and it paints Clark as somehow deserving of these over-the-top reactions. That leads to an even bigger problem. By framing Clark's personality as if it invites this level of aggression, it twists the very qualities that make her a standout competitor. Is she confident? Yes. Does she talk trash? Absolutely. That's part of what makes her so engaging to watch. But these traits are being used to excuse actions that have no place in basketball.
But I want to take it a step further. There's also resentment towards her because she instigates resentment towards her sometimes. Oh, Caitlin can clap at you now. Yes. Caitlin can antagonize you now.
Imagine seeing your star player blinded by an eye poke or targeted so blatantly by the other team, and then hearing someone as influential as Stephen A. Smith suggests she brought this on herself. It's not just wrong, it's dangerous. It excuses violence and lowers the standard for how players should protect one another on the court. Blaming Caitlin Clark for the physical assault she's faced isn't just unfair. It's a dangerous slope that shifts responsibility away from the aggressors and onto the victim. Stephen A. Smith's suggestion that Clark's personality or trash-talking somehow invites this behavior creates a flawed and harmful narrative. It normalizes violence as a response to confidence, and in doing so, it undermines the integrity of the game and the safety of its players.
Caitlin Clark is that person as well. So the vitriol that gets, some of it is self-induced. I just happen to love it because that's
Celebrating Clark's talent means holding players and media accountable when lines are crossed. As someone said, fighting is not supposed to be in basketball. Normalizing violence threatens the integrity of the game and the safety of its stars. If this continues unchecked, what kind of future are we creating for women's sports?